Funky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back behind the bar with me this evening. Tonight we're going to do a beer I'm very, very excited about and shocking. It's from Treehouse, good old Monson, Massachusetts. But this is a beer I wanted to review for a long time. If you've watched my channel, you'll know one of my top 2 beers from last year was Good Morning, which is I think it's still the #1 rated beer in the world on Beer Advocate. Tonight we're doing triple shots from Treehouse, a beer that's basically the same beer without the maple syrup, is what I'm told. It comes in at 9%, so really close in ABV. But I've never had it. I've never had double shot either. I've had single shot, but never double shot. So let's get this open, get it into a glass. Whew, good pop on that. This growler is from February 4th, so a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half. I am sharing this evening, so I'm going to pour out some for company, as I've done in the past. I'll set this right there. That smells amazing. We'll see. I mean, the big thing for me with Good Morning is that it's not barrel aged, but yet it still tastes incredible. Just has so much body and character, and some flavors you typically get from barrel aged beers that you get from that, even though it's not aged in barrels. So it pours out in the glass pitch black. I mean, as you would expect, about a finger, half finger by the time it kind of got away, of just kind of a or like mocha cinnamon looking head on that. Some big bubbles, big carbonation on that beer. I can see it coming up the side of the glass. Pretty good alcohol legs. This actually looks like a fairly thick beer like Good Morning does. Looks freaking amazing. I can smell it from here. Yeah, no, let's dive in and see what it smells like. Big, like, coffee, mocha, like just a deep, not like overly bitter coffee, like really smooth, almost like creamy. Just huge nose. Not as big as Good Morning is, but huge. I've talked to a couple people that have had this beer. They did a batch of this for EBF a couple weeks ago, and there were mixed reviews from it. But people that have had the growler batch that they gave at the brewery the fourth weekend of the 4th, and then this last weekend until they ran out, I've heard it's really good. So I'm curious because I love Good Morning. I mean, the nose is just huge. Like I said, coffee, cream. It's almost like a cream in your coffee, like caramel, like milk chocolate, even like almost a dark chocolate, maybe even like some hazelnut a little bit in there. Just frickin' killer beer. And I've let this sit out about 30 minutes before I opened it. Hopefully that's long enough. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive in. And as be remiss if I didn't thank Leo, sir, thank you very much. I appreciate you sending me this fine beer. So cheers, guys. Wow. Well, the first thing I'll say, it is really creamy. The mouthfeel on it is really thick. The carbonation, there's a lot of carbonation in this beer, and it really makes it almost like velvety on the tongue. It's really smooth. Huge coffee, but not like overly bitter coffee. I'm actually not a huge coffee stout fan. I like drinking them. I especially like barrel-aged ones because it balances out the bitterness you'll get a lot of times. It almost adds like a sweet bitterness to beers that it's not off-putting. I can drink it. It's really good, but like I'm just it's not my favorite. But this is like huge coffee, creamy, chocolatey, like that mocha. This is really good. Since it's not barrel aged, 9%, you're getting no alcohol. It's just a really well made beer. It's almost just like milk chocolate and coffee to me. Good roasted malts. The malt backbone's great on this. Chocolate malt, roasted malt. It just kind of stays on your tongue, but like I said, it's still very creamy and just kind of slides back. This beer is awesome. Stupid easy drinking. It's almost like a dessert beer. to me, like a good like after dinner coffee dessert kind of thing. It's ring killer. Like I said, I've never had double shot or any of those variants or anything like that. I know they've made a version of this in the past with vanilla beans, which I think would be insane. But I will say I do get a lot of the same notes that I get from Good Morning. Just the coffee and the chocolate aspects of that beer. It is missing the maple though, which I love in Good Morning, because I like Good Morning better still. I know I've actually heard a few people say they like this better, but they probably just don't like maple, which I love maple syrup in beers. But this is insanely good. This is, if you like coffee stouts, this is you're gonna be hard pressed to find one better than this. I'm trying to think of beers that I've had lately that are similar. Perennial Sump I've had a few times. Or some other coffee stouts that I've had. I don't know, Hipster Brunch, which I know isn't exactly a coffee stout. Just a lot of those. I've had quite a few lately, and this kills all of them. For a straight coffee stout, this is insanely good. For mouthfeel, it gets an A+. For coffee flavor and like lack of bitterness from the coffee, A+. The chocolate notes, a little bit of that hazelnut, like I was saying. It's really, really, really good. A beer like this would be killer in bourbon barrels. Like a good bourbon barrel for a year would be awesome with this beer. But even without it, it still stands on its own. It's awesome. This is an A+ beer for me. Is it 100? No, I like Good Morning better. I think that beer is a little more well-rounded than this. But again, I preface that by saying that I'm not the biggest fan of just straight coffee stouts. But this is the best one I think I've had. It's not barrel-aged, it's just straight coffee stout. I think this is the best one I've ever had. So with that in mind, probably going to go... it's tough. I'm right there with like a 98, 99. Like I said, it's just missing some elements that like would make it perfect. But I mean, mouthfeel, these beers are killer. It's like, it's creamy, it's thick. Not like sludgy Toppling Goliath thick, or even, I even think Good Morning's a little thicker than this. But it's still killer. I drink this all the time. I mean, this is something I would buy, and I don't say that much about coffee stouts. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. I'll go 98 out of 100 on this. Killer, if you love coffee stouts, this is probably going to be 100 out of 100 for you, so try and trade for a growler. It lasted a long time, so I've seen them trading for not terribly crazy, so if you want one, seek it out. But we'll leave it there, guys. Leo, thank you very much again. I'm going to put this one, 98 out of 100. So, thanks for coming behind the bar, guys. Thanks for the likes, subscribes, and comments. Until next time. Cheers.